Mojo Bass is a technique-specific series. It's become St. Croix's fastest-selling series in its category. In Mojo Bass, we feature our SC2 graphite, which we use in more than any other models with St. Croix. But what's really cool about Mojo and SC2 is we started to build some really cool tips like extra fast and moderate deflections, things that really are dialed into the bass market. We also use an S-glass in Mojo glass. For example, this rod I'm holding is brand new for 2013. It's a target crankbait rod for square bills like in shallow laydowns and so forth. It loads up perfectly. You get that wet sock type hit where you hook the fish nice and deep, but it's super accurate and a little bit shorter than our 7.4 we had last year. So the series is really dialed in with 17 models. You got one of any rod you'd want to choose from for your bass fishing. The St. Croix Mojo Bass.
Have you ever thought to yourself, maybe you should quit tearing up the grass so much? Or did you ever think you should be a little more gentle with your stuff? Maybe get one of those fancy fishing shirts with a collar. Or you could buy a real slick bass boat with all that sparkly paint like the pros have. Or what about only fish for trout? Forget bass even exist. Did you ever think about that? Maybe you could get one of those electric chainsaws, because they're quieter. You could go buy one of those fancy fire pits instead of the old barrel. You ever thought about eating more vegetables? Maybe eating a little less meat? Yeah, that's what I thought. Neither have we. Ugly Stik. Sensitive, so you don't have to be.
Steve Bohr with Outdoors First Media. I'd like to introduce you to a brand new reel by Piscifun. It's called the Torrent, and it's got a very special build. It was just released a couple of weeks ago. We got our prototypes back about a month ago. It's one of the finest casting reels I've ever held in my hand for bass, pike, and medium heavy use. The gear ratio is 7:1 to 1, so it's fast. The drag is what's really important. It's 18 pounds, it's carbon fiber, and that's enough to haul a big bass out of the heavy stuff. 18 pounds of drag is quite a bit for a small reel like this. The handle is longer than any of the other handles that you'll find on the other Piscifun reels and on most of the competitors. What that does is give you the ability to add some leverage to it, and it's much easier to use. With that high-speed reel, a larger handle helps a lot in the retrieve. One of the unique things is it comes with an oil port. The oil port is on the side of the reel. Basically, it has a little screw in it. All you have to do when you're ready to oil the reel is pull that screw out, put a few drops of oil in, put the screw back in, close it up, go fishing. There's a screwdriver for this that actually comes with the reel. Another thing that's featured on the reel is double line winding supports. So basically, instead of the single line winding support that holds the line guide going back and forth, it's double support, so it's supported on the bottom and where the line winding guide actually is running on it. So that adds stability to the reel, it adds stability to your cast, and it adds strength to the reel. The pinion gear in this reel is protected by double bushings. What that does is, once again, stabilize the spool, stabilize the reel, make sure that gearing, spool, and pinion gear stay in perfect alignment. So the reel is very tough and is going to last a long time. Tied to that, the gearing in this reel is larger than all of the other Piscifun reels of this size, and then most of the competitors. The gear being larger, the actual teeth on the gear being larger and heavier, gives you durability and makes sure that reel runs smooth and without any grinding for the life of the reel. Another feature on the Torrent is the tension adjusting knob has a tension clicker. So basically you can set it up or set it down by just turning this spool knob and it'll click. And that gives you very precise changes in your spool tension for casting. So you can cast really light lures very successfully with very few backlashes. Brass gear in the reel is CNC. It's heavy duty, it's tough, and this reel should last you a lifetime. Fish.